Welcome back to the garage. Again, sort of chilling out, hanging out, and I know that I said I was gonna show you the next video would be my engine starting, but I think I decided instead to, as long as I got it out, I'm gonna replace the valve stem seals on it since it's accessible. I found some little rubber chunks in here that were the deteriorated and cracked valve stems seals. So I don't know. I borrowed a tool from my friend Andy. It's got little arms on it that are supposed to grab the spring, and then a cam lever that compresses it so I can replace the valves. But I've got dual springs in here, so this only grabs the outside spring and not the inside spring. Makes it harder to get that spring the valve keepers off. So again, you know, if it was another time and place, I'd ask for somebody to come over and give me a hand while I compress the springs. Somebody else could hold the magnet and pick out these little keepers in there so I could replace these seals. Meantime, I'm just going to hang in the garage here today, and I decided I'm going to make a spring compressor using a lawnmower blade. We'll see if it works. But before I do that, I guess now that we're in lockdown, got my workbench cleaned off, and I've got a vise that I've been working without having it bolted down for several years. And I'm sure some of you have got a vise or grinder that you never mounted to the bench, you just keep using it like it is. So first things first, I'm going to drill some holes and actually mount this to the bench to use it correctly for the first time forever. Sure, you guys have some projects to do. Some projects you've been putting off. Put a couple bolts in there quick. Line that up. I don't know if you've noticed, but it's kind of a thing nowadays to listen to some musicians playing live. And I've been listening a lot to Rich Mattson and the North Stars, a local band, friends of mine. And so I got their tunes playing in the background this time. So a little Iron Range music. I've been putting off mounting this vise for a really long time. One of those things you never knew where you really wanted it. So instead of mounting it, I just went on my knees on the floor and just used it on the floor. So let's see. I'm gonna go through some bolts. Here's my bolt pile. This used to be a Rubbermaid bread loaf storage container. Back when my mom was a Tupperware, Tupperware was popular, let's just say that. I'll bolt this down. I'm going to see if I can make a tool out of that. I'll get an 8/16 wrench. I don't know, have you, hey, hang on, I'm recording my, recording my show.
You know what packing tape is?
Hockey tape?
Packing tape.
Yeah, packing tape's right here. That was my wife. Kids are busy making puzzles. Doing puzzles. I kind of laugh because I'm not a puzzle guy. I don't know if I could stand making puzzles, but people have been puzzle crazy lately. Now I kind of laughed because after I thought about it that I don't like puzzles, said it to myself. Then I realized that reality is I've been doing these 3D puzzles all along. So I actually do like puzzles. I just like 3D puzzles. So here I am putting another puzzle together. This time I'm going to replace some pieces. Here we go. I can feel good about the day I got one project done. I have a vise mounted to the bench. Small win. Now I'm going to try and bend this right about in the middle. I don't know where this blade came from. Looks brand new, but it's like 16 inches. So maybe it was on a rider. I don't have a rider, so I don't know. Scrap pile anyway, but dang, it's brand new. It feels bad to cut it up. I'm gonna try to bend it. See if I mounted my vise so I can clear the bench. We'll try this first. Thought about heating it with a torch. Big wrench. a bent. Now I'm going to cut it off. Alright. I don't quite have this figured out. You probably don't. You can imagine. Let's see if I can use a Sawzall. Christmas present. Maybe I'll grind it. That was faster. Alright. The idea is to put a bolt through here on the rocker arm stud, cut a notch here for the coil spring, and see if I can use it as a lever. So now we gotta grind. I gotta grind out a V shape here. So that'll just take a minute. Alright, well, here I've carved out the little V. That should be where the keepers are. Maybe a little deeper. Alright, a little farther. I'm going to try that. Could work. I have really no idea. I guess that's the benefit of having friends over in the garage is you guys can give me some advice, and then I would know. So Pontiacs have non-adjustable rocker arms. They're actually a lot easier than a Chevy. Chevy you gotta adjust, and Pontiacs you don't. So there's the rocker arm. There's a little cup that's got a round base to it so the rocker can rock. I'm gonna put that aside. Probably should have covered my motor while I was grinding. And I'm going to try this tool. Take off the push rod. Put the nut on backwards. And I can see I need to grind just a little bit more on the side. Maybe I'll be smart here. While I'm grinding, should have done that before. All right, a little farther along there, right? Alright, well, I'm going to get the camera a little closer here in a minute, but I'll show you what I'm doing. I got this. It's spark plug threads on one end and a quick disconnect for the air hose on the other. What this does is when you connect the air hose in here, the air pressure is going to keep this valve, in this case the exhaust valve, up while I remove the keeper so it doesn't fall into the cylinder. I'll screw that in. Alright, spun the motor around, got done grinding my tool, right, on my trusty lawnmower blade. I'm going to bolt it on here using the rocker arm stud, tighten it just a little. Now if I just wrench it, the valve compresses, goes down, so I gotta add the air to it. So I got that in here. I'm gonna connect my air hose. Now when I go down, the valve stays up because the air pressure is pushing it up. These two little keepers are going to pull out with a magnet tool. In case you've never done this before, so I'm just going to pull out one. These keepers are pretty small. They're conical shaped. There's two of them. Here's the other one. So they go in there this way, and because they're wider at the top than they're at the bottom, that's what keeps them in there, the keepers. And leave the air hose on there to keep the valve open. And now I'm going to let the pressure off the spring. There it's off. Take this off by hand. And here is my spring that I just took off. Keepers go on the top. Got a conical thing and a dual springs, one on the inside, one on the outside. And keep that together. Put that down here. And then see if I can show you. This is the end of the valve. Then this right here is a black little O-ring that I'm going to replace. I'll have to put that air hose back on there when I put it back together, but I don't need it on there now. So I'm going to take this little screwdriver and just take the old O-ring off. The old O-ring is fragile. It's not very rubbery. In fact, it broke. But if I squeeze it a little, you know, it's pretty stiff, dry rotted. I'll put that down. I got bags of new ones. Air compressor there. New one. Nice and springy. Put that on the valve. So here's the valve. The new O-ring on it goes up and down. The rockers rock up and down and open the valves. Now I'm going to put the air compressor back in there so it forces this valve up while I put the keepers back in. Pretty simple. I'm going to put the air hose on there. If I don't pick the valve up, I just let it down, the air will come right out. The valve right now stuck. Good. I'm going to put the spring back on. Now I got to compress it again. So, neutral. Take the keeper. You have two of them, right? And put one in at a time. we go. Now I can let off the air. And spring is stuck on there, and I'll just go through and do all of these. Well, I got this side done. All the valve stem seals are on there. Not very exciting, so I fast forwarded it for you. It's I don't know. It's a little different working in the garage by yourself. It'd be nice, again, like I said, to have somebody here while I'm leveraging to be picking out those little valve stem keepers and helping me out. But I managed with the old lawnmower blade today. Now I gotta torque them all down 20 pounds, get them ready to go here. Say it the right way. One at a time. Alright, and put the valve cover gasket on this side, and this side will be done, and go to the other side. Yeah. I guess it's, I don't know, kind of fun to make your own tool. You know, I don't know what these cost. You know, a little fancier version. Obviously works well. Thanks again, Andy, for borrowing it to me. I did do 2 cylinders with it before I struggled with it not quite getting all the pressure off, and decided I'd make my own. Another day. I guess I'll put together the bracketry on the front and alternator and power steering pump, and put the intake on it, the carburetor. I got it timed, and keep plugging away at getting it in the Firebird. I don't know what else to say. I have a average day, puts it in the garage. Couldn't find my N95 masks. I did have a 3-4 packages of them, cases of them, I guess. Should have been like 50 masks. I don't know. Started to think whether my kids sold them on eBay when I wasn't paying attention. But I know that's not true. I just must have, I don't know if I misplaced or just used them all and didn't realize I used that many. So, a little thing in the news, they closed down the Rainy River access for this spring for getting to the motorized access to the river for spring walleye fishing. Try to keep people from traveling up north to go fishing. It's kind of a bummer because I was really looking forward to Rainy River this year. I had some flexibility in my schedule and I was gonna go fishing. So I guess that's not likely to happen. Instead, I'll have to fish Birch Lake here as long as they let me out. Hope everybody else is getting outdoors once in a while, and sooner or later you'll come join me in the garage and work here. But in the meantime, stay safe. See you again.